What's up, y'all? Hope we're having a great day. Now, do we have an awful lot of retardation to cover today? Because you read the title correct. One of Griffin's infamous former pay pigs, Gameking, formerly known as God Howard, recently took down every single video and community post on his channel overnight. Now, you may be wondering what led Gameking to deleting everything, or you may be thinking to yourself, wait, he made YouTube videos? And trust me, you weren't missing much if so. But even Nier has a livestream covering some of these events leading up to this, also featuring yours truly, so I do recommend checking it out for sure, because we all thoroughly take the piss out of the entire situation. But I also feel like condensing a lot of this down and covering it myself in a video, so to answer what led Gameking into deleting everything is a bit of a long story. I'll try to keep it brief, but a smaller commentary channel, Krillix, who we recently cleared up some silly beef with, brought to my attention a specific video that Gameking posted on his channel, responding to one of Griffin's live streams, where Griffin was ultimately responding to another one of Gameking's videos. Confusing, I know, but trust me, this isn't some responseception video today. I'd also like to briefly highlight the irony of these responses because Gameking has claimed he's moving on from Griffin and the commentary scene multiple times over the past several months. Yet his actions clearly speak louder here. But back on track, Krillix brought the video to my attention specifically pointing out Gameking's terrible audio mixing in regards to Griffin's clips, and shortly thereafter, the man and legend himself showed up in that very same VC in my server. I promptly roasted Gameking for his terrible audio, among other things like the ungodly avatar, and told him to fix it. I did have to fight with him a little as he was making any excuse imaginable to not try and fix said audio, and even after he did, this fucking trog still managed to screw it up by having the music still overpower Griffin's clips. A while later, all of this got brought to Nier's attention, where he eventually made a harmless little community post taking a jab at Gameking's ridiculous VTuber avatar. Rightfully so, with the simple caption, LMFAO, and can you guess how Gameking reacted to all this? After finding out, he swiftly ran into Nier's DMs, simply stating why, which we promptly made a sticker in my server and proceeded to make fun of, because it was clear he was taking a simple, harmless community post way too seriously. Shortly after this, Gameking hopped into a VC in my server, which coincidentally, we were in a different one that he couldn't see in my server at the time, so he had no way of knowing we were able to talk with him in the moment, but hopped in anyways, expecting to defend himself from a fucking simple community post. The preceding VC we had with him is what led Gameking to inevitably delete everything on his YouTube channel, and this is the real meat of what I want to cover today. Now, there may be some moments where I need to address Gameking's other video, or bring up clips from it for context, I'm not sure, as I'm still scripting this, but other than that, I'd really just like to fixate on mostly the VC we had with him. So, now that I've rambled in this intro for way too goddamn long, I'd say there's no more delaying this hot fucking garbage. Let's just dive straight into it.
I'm ready to commit
Okay.
to the crew. I have my finest robes.
Alright. So, suppose
Alright.
just get the elephant out of the room. Just say what you want. Just say it.
What do you mean say what we want? You showed up here. I just pinged you because it was funny. I do want to drill this in for everyone here. All I did was ping Gameking because we made the DM he sent Nier asking why, in reference to Nier's community post, a sticker in my server. I thought it was funny, and he promptly jumped into a VC to defend himself, where, like I said, he had no way of knowing we were already in another one at the time. And he shows up telling us to say what we want? You can tell he took this shit way too seriously right from the get-go.
Why?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know. Then why'd you show
He
up?
doesn't know.
This was a legitimate question that never really got an answer. Like I said, Gameking, you showed up out of nowhere expecting us to have something to say. I still really want to know why you showed up at all.
I don't know. I just don't know why he had to make the community post. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just curious. That's all.
I mean, why do you make YouTube videos? Can he not comment
If you
on
don't-
something he thinks is funny?
I mean, I'll admit that that's gonna be my very last sort of commentary response video. I am done with that sort of content.
Yeah, in hindsight, it wasn't only your last, but the one that truly ended your entire career, if you could even call it one at all. But what's really funny to me is that my original point went right over Gameking's head here. He seems to take my question about him making videos as a criticism of him even making them to begin with, and that wasn't the case. The point I was trying to make is that Nier was just doing the same thing as Gameking or any other commentary channel, whether it be in videos or a community post, and that it's extremely hypocritical and retarded to question why Nier remarked on his video. People are allowed to laugh at or comment on things you publicly post to YouTube, and I don't know what else you expected.
Aren't we all?
It's
Don't
like
really-
when they made the Soundmore clip of
I-
my knuckle dragging retard.
You know, it's like any other person I've heard say they're done with the commentary community, like Tipster or Sean. I don't really care, because you're still gonna get laughed at either way.
Tipster
Just
says he's
so-
done with the commentary community all the time. He's a part
Please
of
do
the
not spam
commentary
soundboard.
Can I just be left alone, please?
If you don't want to be on the spotlight, don't be on the internet.
Damn, babe. Couldn't have said it better myself. It seems he ended up taking our advice in the long run, considering he nuked his entire channel. But seriously, Gameking, if you really want to be left alone, then seriously, get the fuck offline and stay the fuck offline. How much of a whiny manchild do you have to be this up in your feelings over a literal community post? Like, dude, it's not a big deal that he made a community post and all he said, the only caption was, "Laugh my ass off." You're the
just
only
don't
one
want-
taking that to heart.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't want drama or any sort of like.
Dude, what
massive-
drama
What a
is
drama.
there? What drama is
I
there
don't-
from going laugh my ass off because he thought something was funny?
It's just the last time someone did anything related to my videos, I got dogpiled on pretty hard.
Got this little anal cream. Yeah. That you can just, put on your asshole. Just put on your asshole if it hurts a little bit. If you're hurting down there, if you're a little offended, you can just rub it on your asshole like that's no problem.
Oh, you poor thing. Do you want a cookie?
I don't understand what the issue is here. He made a community post. So like he made a whole video. And even then, what is the issue?
Well, don't know. It's just
He doesn't know.
Yeah, what a great response to my questions, Gameking. You don't know what the issue is, yet you have an issue. The only real point you made was getting dogpiled, which, if that's the case, either take your own advice and stay away from Griffin and the commentary community, or just make better content as well as grow some thicker skin. But this ain't a good look, honey, and acting like this much of a bitch over basic criticism and jokes is beyond pathetic. I'm also gonna skip past a bit because it's all just fluff between the rest of us in VC.
That's kinda
so. Quick question in here:
no.
are you going to be streaming and/or responding to this?
Yes.
Fine. Okay.
Jesus, you can just feel how depressed he is simply because Nier planned to stream his video. Like, what person actually gets this sad over this type of stuff? He's acting all defeated, like this is some sort of massive drama, when he's the only one taking things out of proportion. I can't imagine anyone else getting this upset over the idea of another YouTuber simply responding to their video on a stream.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be responding to whatever you say about me, so.
Okay.
Cool.
That's nice.
Well, clearly none of us actually gave a shit whether you were going to respond or not, Gameking. We simply just wanted to take the piss out of you for many reasons surrounding that video, like the VTuber avatar, or the fact you spent $50 on that avatar as an investment, all the poor audio mixing even after I gave you tips on how to fix it, or how you called your avatar a big-chested femboy, among other cringy shit.
So I guess I'm a big-chested femboy and
At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
But this is exactly what I mean, that he's the only one perceiving any of this as some kind of drama. The idea that we were even looking for a response from him after Nier's stream just goes to tell me how he thinks this is some kind of attempt to start shit with him, and it isn't. We just wanted to have fun, and that's all it really comes down to. I even tried helping you by giving advice like I said earlier, but Gameking just immediately assumed the worst.
Like I'm kind of curious of this as well, Game King. What was in your mind that made you think that throughout this entire video you thought this was okay to upload? I'm just kind of curious on your thought process.
What was your thought process on the dark side of Griffin Gaming or whatever it was called?
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Oh, because that's totally relevant to my question.
What was it you said in response to Krillix again, Nier? The dark side of Griffin Gaming is the most common ad hominem you've encountered when someone has no arguments? Yeah. Because holy fuck, I don't think you could have deflected that question any harder, Game King. That video from nearly 2 years ago has nothing to do with the current discussion. Plus, Nier's already owned up to his faults for that video. Your video is recent, and we're literally just now asking you about your thought process. Talk about being a pretentious bitch. This is also in stark contrast to your video on Griffin, where you bitched about people still bringing up your failures during the Otaku Daikun debate, due to it being from nearly a year ago. Talk about whataboutisms and red herrings. I don't think you could have deflected that question any fucking harder.
I'm literally asking him the same exact question.
And without answering it first, either. Well, it's not just that you didn't answer it first either, because Nier's owned up to and held his L's from that response of nearly 2 years ago. We're just getting your input now about your video, Game King, and basically making you hold your L. You don't just deflect from any and all conversation by bringing up something from 2 years ago without addressing the original point or what you did wrong.
I think.
Plus, we've already gone over well in depth what his thought process was on that video, and he's owned up to it. All he asked was a very simple question: what were you thinking when you uploaded yours? And you completely deflected with that.
Easy content.
What'd you say, Nier?
Easy content.
It isn't anything.
Game King said easy content, so not really relevant to what he was asking, or at least the context of it.
That was literally the only thing going through my head with that whole thing.
Huh. It's no wonder your video turned out like complete garbage if that's all you were thinking, like some sort of mouth-breathing mongoloid. Game King, you really need to get some perspective, and the whole easy content deflection does nothing in terms of answering our questions. The poor audio mixing, the $50 quote-unquote investment, or however much it was for that stupid avatar, as well as responding to Griffin after claiming for months now to be done with his community entirely, those are what we want answers for. And probably even more than that if I had the time to really dissect the other video.
So your response was basically an unsolicited nutshot.
Reject, buddy. This is why I love you. Unsolicited nutshot that I had to check the audio of and still fucked up.
Better than what it was, isn't it?
Whammo, by the way.
The fuck did you say, Game King?
It's better now, isn't it?
It's better in quotations. Better doesn't mean it's good.
But the music still overpowers the voice.
Yeah, I said that to you. The music's still way too loud in comparison to Griffin. You can hear him, he's audible now. That doesn't mean it's good. Yeah, like I just said there, better does not equal good or fixed. I seriously don't know what part of my DM you didn't understand when I said, the music's a little loud compared to Griffin, it's worth noting for future videos. Alternatively, you nuked your entire fucking channel, and I have to say, that was probably the best decision you made thus far. Also, yeah, that thumbnail though.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. You good. Gold.
Lamo. Yes, that was his pitiful thumbnail, and yes, he somehow misspelled Lamau as Lamo. Also, another heads up, I am gonna be skipping past some more fluff again after this. Okay. Alright, so, well, yeah. Anything else you want to, like, bring up here, or... I'm just gonna sit here quietly and be pissy?
Is it okay once you're done with this response, Nier, if we could just let it all go and just go our own separate paths?
Okay, tipster.
What about a fucking community post or a live stream is so evil or detrimental here, Game King? I mean, is this video I'm doing on you right now the end of the world for you too? Fuck no. It's all about how you handle the situation, compose yourself, and how you conduct yourself going forward, which you absolutely fail at time and again. Case in point, the polar opposite of someone like you would be the very person who brought your video to my attention to begin with, Krillix. He was able to take drama and criticism in stride, and was able to compose himself very maturely during our debate on your stream, so this little plea to be left alone after the fact is just a result of your own blatant insecurities. I'd say grow some thicker skin, but again, you nuked your channel altogether, so I guess that's still a win either way. Yeah.
That's fine.
So...
I really don't want any bad blood or hatred between any of us.
Who's okay?
What bad
But
blood?
Game King, you're the one that's reading into that. You keep acting like there's a drama or like there's bad blood. He's laughing at something he thought was funny, which to be fair, I did too. I literally called you out for your shit and said it was terrible. And you even went as far as trying to fix the video as a result. Just because he made a community post about it means fucking jack shit. Well, it seems like what I said to Game King there went in one ear and out the other, considering how he nuked everything after this VC. But again, you can see how he's the only one assuming there's any sort of beef or drama or anything just because of Nier's post. I can't think of a better example of reading too far into something. Like, this is the textbook definition of making mountains out of molehills.
It's like how you thought there was drama between me and Hypocrite Hunter because I said he's shit at criticizing things.
It's like...
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking between you and Nier.
No.
I...
He made an analogy.
Again for easy views.
He made an analogy, my guy.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I wasn't talking about you and Hypocrite Hunter, Felix. I thought that...
We know you weren't talking. He made an analogy, using that as an example.
Well, he was saying that I was assuming that there
with the
probably
correction,
between
you know,
Hypocrite
it's still
Hunter
the same.
in the first place.
I don't blame anyone for finding this clip a bit confusing. The VC is a little hard to follow, but Krillix made an analogy using his own anecdote as an example, that being how Hypocrite Hunter immediately assumed there was a drama between him and Krillix all over a simple comment Krillix left on his video about Hypocrite Hunter's inability to give criticism. The fact I even had to break any of this down for Gameking during that VC is absolutely sad, and he still didn't understand Krillix's point after I explained it. You know, his inability to fix his audio after my advice makes a lot more sense in hindsight now. Oh my fucking god, the autism.
I am autistic, thanks for asking.
That's all, folks.
Oh, I didn't fucking ask, buddy, and trust me, I didn't have to. It was already very obvious. Also, way to pull a road breach as well. Bringing up your autism comes off as a poor attempt to deflect away from any further conversation at this point. I didn't fucking
I'm
ask, I
autistic
just
too,
made a
buddy.
statement.
I'm autistic too, buddy. I don't get offended when someone makes a shit response to me. Why don't you go to bed? Maybe think about anime girls like you and Sean do.
Since why are you slandering me like this?
That was a joke.
No,
You really want to try?
You, my guy, just pulled a page from Tomboy's book. Nier made a fucking hyperbolic joke to the extreme, and you somehow interpreted that as slander. It's a fucking joke! Seriously, turning a joke into slander is something Tomboy has actually tried doing. So, way to follow in his footsteps, I guess.
or lie. Why are you assuming that I would do something like that? Why do you think I'm
Okay,
so fucking
Okay, first of all, I said anime girls, not lollies.
He said,
So
he
there's no
said,
slander there.
he said anime girls, yes, too. It was a fucking joke.
Gameking, that's like me
Look,
trying to say that
That was
you're slander
hyperbole
me
to
calling
the
you a
nth
raging
degree.
alcoholic.
Look, I have a hard time with that sort of shit, okay?
And that's no one else's problem but your own. If you can't understand a basic fucking joke, then nuking your entire channel legitimately was the best decision you made. I mean it. Because you are not cut out for YouTube, let alone commentary whatso-fucking-ever if you're that incapable of understanding basic hyperbole. That's your fault.
Well, it's no wonder you're a VTuber then.
Look, I don't want anything to do with this community, okay?
Then...
You say this numerous times, but you keep rejoining the server and messaging other people involved in said community, yet you want to separate yourself. Make up your mind.
Look, doesn't mean I can't stay in contact with certain people in the community, but I don't want to make this type of content. This is the last time I'm making.
You really are pulling a tipster.
Okay, that's fine. Stop talking about it.
I don't know how much more proof you need that there was never any drama or beef here to begin with. Like, Gameking really is his own worst enemy. Dude, you've been claiming for months now, I swear as far back as late last year, that you were not just done with Griffin, but the entire commentary community. You left and rejoined my Discord server I don't know how many fucking times now, 6 or 7 at least. I mean, you even went on Minxie's stream to try and get your story out there before moving on, yet here we fucking are, still causing all your own issues and constantly making things worse for yourself. And needless to say, Minxie was not pleased to hear about any of this situation after you used her platform to essentially cry victim at the time. You really are pulling a fucking tipster as well by trying and failing constantly at leaving the commentary community. So that's 3 for 3. Just pull a page from Quantum for a 4th and you'll have a full suit, Gameking. Literally everyone in my VC at the time was in agreement, for the most part mature with you and chill over the situation. We just thought a bit of it was funny. You did all of this and made everything so much worse for yourself, you literal fucking attention whore.
Okay.
That's it. That's literally the end of it.
That should be, but we still have this little fucking dumb arguments over Nier going laugh my ass off because he thinks something he did is funny. I was sorry, bruh. It's on the internet. People are gonna laugh at it if they think it's funny or stupid.
They're all gonna laugh at you. Ugh.
People do it to me, I guarantee you.
If you wanna go down the route of whataboutisms, by the way, Gameking, what was your thought process when you brought the drama, quote unquote, to Frit?
What was your thought process when you donated thousands of dollars to Griffin? I mean, if we really want to go down the whole ad hominem
What was
route.
your thought process when being the highest member for Otaku Daikun?
If we really want to go down the ad hominem route, we can do that all day.
What was the thought process in the debate? So I want to
Yeah, what was the thought process in the debate? And it's at this point that Gameking probably realized he fucked up, because we seriously start taking the piss out of him for even attempting to twist a video from nearly 2 years ago against Nier as some kind of deflection from a simple question about his thought process behind his most recent video.
Popcorn.
Alright, I can explain the debate right here and now. This is going to be for all references. I don't want to be asked about it again.
Okay.
Honestly, I thought it'd be an easy dub.
Wow.
It would have been! Had it been literally anyone else, it probably would have been hook, line, and sinker from moment one.
Lolly is drawn children that in a
But you fucked it up.
Board a CP debate over.
I don't know how you fucked that debate up, but lo and behold, you of all people, you stand alone as a sentry for all to look down upon and say, hey, let's not fuck up like that. Yeah, to be fair here, I think Past Me already said it best, so I'll just paraphrase it all here in one statement as my response. That Otaku Daikun debate should have and would have been an easy dub had it been literally anyone else debating him, but lo and behold, somehow you, of all people, fucked it up. You stand as a lone sentry for all else to look down upon you and say, hey, let's not fuck up like that guy, at least we aren't as bad as him, and that truly makes you a spectacle of a fuck-up, Gameking.
But I don't want to cry over things that happened almost a year ago, so...
Then why did you bring up shit like the fucking dark side of Griffin Gaming, which is almost 2 years old?
That is a good point, actually.
Man, I really fucked you up with that one, huh? Guys, I think I broke him. You just wanted an easy deflection, didn't you?
May your L's be many and your bitches.
It's almost like I called it and it was a red herring whataboutism easy deflection from the original question. You brought up some bullshit because you knew it was the only thing you had, the only ammo against Nier. It's like you said in your video, Shmi, it's the most common ad hominem any motherfucker brings up against you.
But anyways, can I go?
Yeah, I don't think he likes it when his own egotistical decisions and inability to handle basic criticisms comes back to bite him in the ass. If you don't like people using that debate against you, don't be a hypocritical bitch and bring up a video from nearly 2 years ago to use against Nier, dumbass. You showed up here, motherfucker. You can go whenever the fuck you want. Goodbye. Dumb motherfucker.
I just kicked him out.
He showed up here and he's like, "Can I go?" Really, motherfucker?
So what's the
Near,
context?
download the video before it takes it down.
Yeah, I downloaded it just now.
Good. Also, for reference for everyone here, I recorded that whole thing.
Can I go? So yeah, here, let me help you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much more retarded and egotistical Gameking could have gotten. Like, none of us even expected him to show up. He just did that out of nowhere on his own, nor were we even attempting to keep him there in any regard. This was all his own doing. To have the gall to even bitch at us to leave is just ridiculously pathetic. But mad respect to Reject for helping show Gameking the way to the door by promptly kicking his ass out of the VC, which it wasn't long after this that he just left my server entirely, for about the 7th or 8th time now. But that just about does it for my recording of our conversation with the Griffin Paypig himself, Gameking. I can honestly say he won't be missed from my server or the community, and nothing of value was lost after all this. The dude is a legit clout-chasing attention whore at this point, with no ability to handle basic jokes or criticism because of how thin your skin is. You continuously victimize yourself or deflect from any actual conversation and constantly try to admit your L's and move on, but these actions clearly speak much louder than those words, all the way down to your Stockholm Syndrome with my server. So you're just gonna proceed to be bullied and laughed off the internet and exposed for the absolute attention whore you really fucking are at this point. Especially since Minxie is planning to do a follow-up stream on you after hearing about this, since she originally did that interview with you, and she'll possibly have it done by the time my video comes out. So hold that L, Gameking, loud and proud, because you really, really fucking earned it this time. But anyways guys, that is going to do it for my video today. I mostly just wanted to summarize my thoughts after this VC, give a bit of a response to Gameking, and cover the whole situation for everyone, because Gameking has to be one of the weirdest people I've interacted with, and has essentially just turned himself into a lol cow over some of the absolute pettiest shit imaginable. But with that, I'm gonna wrap up my video here guys, so big ups for watching it, and especially if you made it this far in, y'all are the real ones, and I really appreciate the hell out of you guys. And you know, maybe subscribe for some more quality therapy, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.